going to trace out a compass rose and machine it out on the CNC. I've printed out this full-size diagram for tracing. I'm using the new Logic Trace 2022, and I've selected line as my tracing option. Shown here, I'm using a red pencil to mark off where I start the tracing. Because this diagram is all straight lines, I'll pretty well be using the same tracing option for the whole diagram, which is the line option. There was some thought about taking this compass rose and machining it out on a sailboat table and filling it with blue epoxy. That would be interesting. While I'm tracing out this compass rose, I thought it'd be a good spot to talk about the new Logic Trace 2022 program. It's been completely rewritten utilizing new technology and works with all the computers, including the Macintosh. It creates an easy trace and accurate. The program has two windows, the control window and the display window. The control window is on the left, the display window is on the right. The control window has easy-to-use buttons to switch between lines, arcs, curves, and tracing, and gives very accurate patterns of what's being traced. The display window has improved resolution and an added zoom feature. Under Options, the user can define how the program should be used to suit their needs, easily configured. One thing different here on the setup is that there's no tablet driver required. One unique feature is the ability of the program to extend the control window to another device, like a cell phone or an iPad. What's nice about this is you can have that small device right beside you as you're tracing, and you can make your selections. It makes it very fast. Come to an interesting part here where I'll be using the circle command, tracing the circles on the diagram, which I'll check with a measuring tape first, and as I trace them, I'll input the diameter if I have to change it a bit. The circle command is easy and quick, and it's accurate. I find the program easy to use and fast, and has the ability to be saved in a lot of different formats: DXF, PolyDXF, or PDF, and SVG. Shown here, I like to save my work frequently. In this diagram there was 4 circles to trace out, but with that circle command, it's very simple. Getting close here to finishing up my tracing, I'm going to take that final file and we're going to load that into Vectric Aspire 11.5, and I've got a little bit of node editing to do around those circles where it crosses the star. Shown here, I'm saving the file. I've got the file loaded into Vectric Aspire 11.5, and where the circles cross the star, I have to cut those out. It's just a matter of taking the scissor command and cutting out those vectors. Now that the diagram is complete, I'm going to run that through the simulator, and then I'm going to create a toolpath for the CNC machine. I've got a piece of hemlock on the CNC deck. It's about 8 inches by 20 inches long. The first toolpath was the 1/8 inch bit for a roughing. What I mean by roughing, it'll do some of those small, delicate cuts. And then I'm going to finish this off with a V-bit. Looking at the cut now, possibly I should have used a hardwood. This is now the second toolpath. This is where I'm using the 90-degree half-inch V-bit. It's the same thing. It's running at about 60 inches per minute at 19,000 RPM. I also noticed here that I picked hemlock, which is just a piece I had on hand, but it's quite grainy. It's a bit rough, but I think I can sand a lot of that out with about 220 paper. This piece of hemlock is about 30 years old, and I can't get over the natural color. It's quite pink. For such a small diameter machining, 8-inch diameter, it's quite good. This is the cut right off the CNC table. Here I sealed it and I tried to color up some of the sides to make it look like the picture of the compass rose.